Oh, hallo there, och säger guten Abend and willkommen to Wien Flughafen. Vienna Airport today with the PMDG 777 OE LPB. We're going to take it down to Madeira today. This will fit in Madeira. I think. Oh, I'm like 99% sure I've seen photos like in like pre-COVID. This doing charter work down here, so it's quite a fun little one to do. To the massive AC fans plugged in here. Now going. Engines obviously off. Crazy just how much space, by the way, there is under the 777. Like, I am not crouching at all as the character. I could fully walk into this aircraft. Absolutely massive behemoth of a kit. Well, we are going to jump on board. We're going to start getting the aircraft ready. And we're going to fly from here, like I say, down to Madeira this weekend. Hopefully you guys are doing fabulously well. This is my first flight sim video being recorded in the new place. So let's just see how this goes. That, by the way, is obviously the control tower. You'll remember that from our drives along here in Train Sim. You can go up the steps here. Oh, look at that. I'm in the chat. Right. What we'll do is menu. And I'm just going to do a little work for the ADIOUs. That stays on. That stays put. That stays put. Belgium sign stays up because I'm going to be refueling in a second. Everything else is good to go. So I'm going to get some brief on the screen. Leave flight. And that is from low to LPMA. And we are the 777-200. Yeah, 777-2, 777-200 EL. And we are on the Trent. So we'll plug the route in and then we'll get the fuel calculations. Got FMS. We know. And we're going to go to GPS initialization. So basically, I'd say this aircraft is sort of the law, I guess, for today's event. Is this aircraft started after a long-haul flight, been left here for a couple of hours, and we're now taking it down to Madeira on a charter jobbie.
Being ground, LOWW_N1645. Gate Charlie 36. Information code. Request touchback.
There we go. Just changed right off that frequency because I don't use the inbuilt ATC system anyway. I'll flick that to nav mode. We'll have a route of LOWW to LPMA. I'm looking for the flight away page. Yeah, Austrian flight. So, there's still a flight nowadays, I should say. I've seen photos. I remember looking at photos at the airliners.net website. Remember that website? That'll do. And it's Austrian, so it's OS 4059. And that was flown, I'll be flown tomorrow. And it's booked for an A320. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing really good. Activate, execute. We'll do departures first, I guess. And we are booked for an Ospen 5 Bravo. Because runway 16 for departure day, so we're taking it away from the city centre, so we want to see that saved to the Shane. And then next page. And from there, it's direct abracadabra. From Abrook, it's direct Setel. So this is, for those who are playing along at home, set out is in the middle of nowhere, to be honest. It's sort of north of Klagenfurt, by about sort of 40 miles. And then Getze. And that is on the border between Italy and Austria. Again, in the middle of nowhere, but sort of in above Tyrol, the Tyrol region, then direct next south. And then from there, Gekba. You were screaming in the lane behind my house. It's a little bit disconcerting, I'm not going to lie. At the farm too. It's uniform Mike 984. To Divco. So that's... So Gekba is bottom sort of southwest Italy, so above sort of, we're just sort of north of Nice. And then Divco is south of Marseille. So of course, last time we did this flight, it was from this from that area. And then uniform November 975 to Nildu, which is to direct Nildu. So the way I'm explaining that, the way I sort of always explain this, that is, so this is programming your car sat nav. It's instead of saying, I want to go from Vienna to Madeira, find me the best route, you're saying, I want to go turn left here, go to this intersection, go to this intersection. Obviously, it only works if the highway's perfectly straight, like it is in the air. Nildu, then Nanda. And then November 975 to CCS. And then directly the drum. And then to start from there. Execute that. So if that goes in, what we'll do really fast is I want to put myself to plan mode, go to the likes page, and really quickly, we're just going to click through. And basically, all I'm on the lookout for is any insane acute edges. I really should just go. Whoop. We'll see BCN, that's Barcelona. There you go. That's the whole thing calculated. So also, ZIB, just look at the airport icon there, that's Bratislava. Or Bratislava. And we'll go down to 20 miles again on, 40 actually, good range to do in the takeoff roll. So after that, we'll go and plug in our performance data and then rectify that with the aircraft. As we're doing this, everyone's boarding, by the way. For whatever reason, I can't convince it to use GSX at this stand. So we're not using GSX at this stand. And that's how we're using PMDG built-in stuff. I could use the actual turnaround timer, but honestly, it's just too complicated, man. I've got the vehicles, that's what I want. So first and foremost, our fuel load is in thousands of pounds. We'll have to convert that. So our block fuel is 36,545. So kg to LBS, 80,000, 80.6, 80.5, sorry. That's a fuel load. Derp. FS actions, fuel, 85.68, because we round up when it goes out to fractions. So we'll do a quarter of a tank to do this rip. Just shows how massive the range is on these aircraft. Guess we can do payload whilst we're there. So what we want is Estimated takeoff weight 198.3 tons. First 437,176. However, takeoff weights are never a precise numbering, so it's just quite heavy. All I can do is just pull that across. Or maybe I can't. No, I have to do it this way. There we go. That tells it the information there. So a fuel reserve of £15,000, which is really low, but it's just a number to keep the aircraft happy. The actual reserve is... That feels... Oh, yeah, no, I'm being an idiot. Ignore me. I don't know over which I speak. So estimated time en route is 3 minute hours, actually. That's quite long. We'll get it done quicker than that. Yeah, it's only 4 hours 56. That's not right. Any hoozles, cost index, we'll grab, and then fruit sample. So cost index is 88. Have I got a cost index? Yes, I do. I'm blind as a bat. I couldn't see that at all, man. And cruise level 410. That's 41,000 feet. Okay, so we'll do 390 then. Or we already filed that with the company. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Take off gear out of 10%. It's fine. And then that just goes, well, the initial page for takeoff stuff. And we're going to tell it 15%, flat 15, because it's just a good number to go with. Actually, can we do flat 5 on these things? We can. Let's do that then. And then 20% CG. And then just approve the speeds to the airplane knows best. And that then appears on the HUD. Ace. So the airplane is pretty much ready to go now. So what we can do is PMDG actions, aircraft. Now, MSFS actions, but we'll just do it through here because it's just easier to read this. Ground collections. We need to keep that for now. Actually, we need to say service vehicles. Those have gone away. We'll release the doors or the stairs. We'll release the high loaders. And then we'll close all the doors, which is now happening. And then we'll all the doors up. Now, whilst we are getting ready to start a push, we'll start our APU. That's going to provide us the power to start engines today. As Emily fixes her hair mid-video, because her hair is just kind of annoying. I almost want to just shave all my hair off and go back to that, but like, I don't. But also, yeah, intrusive thoughts, man. Intrusive thoughts are great. So that'll do. There you go. So I'm going to pause the video really quickly whilst the APU spools up, and definitely not whilst I put my controls in. All right, that was embarrassing. So we are now back in the aircraft. That took us quite a lot of time. We've now got GSX to push us out, so I love those secure the 3 aircraft, there's one stand and on a dead end, so that Witchcraft takes us straight through them. Hopefully that Airbus will realise and move and get put on one of those airbridge stands. There's tons of airbridge stands if you go on. You want my stand. Okay. Beacon lights go on. You're in the channel, keep it informal, but yeah, well, you've not got the uniform on. Otherwise, you're perfectly spiffing. There you go, that's a British thing I've ever said. We'll get our fuel pumps on, preparation for startup, and then I'm not touching anything else until we get pushed out. So yeah, the tug's coming on. Find it interesting, this tug has 2 drivers. Presumably, he doesn't have to be banked. So it doesn't make it from behind him to talk him out. He'll drive it in the opposite direction. Obviously, make your boys there in the cab. It's his job to push us out. They see me rolling. They hating. What the heck, 787? The AI in this game is still a bit clunky. I apologise that I can't breathe today. And it will be nose to the right, tail to the left.
Release parking brakes, please.
All Roger. Parking brakes released. The push.
Release parking brakes, please.
Oh, fucking trying. There we go.
Commencing push. All engines clear.
Well,
Roger, starting from 2 and then 1. There we go. Re-verifying that song and that song. Well, that song specifically. Everything else is off. And I'll go init ref. I should got progress. So at the moment it is 14:16 Zulu, so about 4 p.m. local. And we're expected in about 2 hours' time. So yeah, it's a quicker flight then. The sim says, but it's at the time I thought it would take. That's the way I shall phrase this. And we're slightly high on the altimeter. Setting. Is it being? Come on. 0.12 hectopascals. There you go, AIs. Oh. Okay. Whatever, boys. Flight track is on my side, flight track is on your side. Takeoff speed is 170 knots. What should do?
Please set parking brakes. Waiting.
Yeah, you can go away.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine for you. You can do it.
Glad we're a pressure warning zone, which is fine. Throttles are definitely held at idle temporarily, and what we do is we just kind of go through now that I'm waiting for it to be cleared off so I can turn on the hydraulics on. This is what I don't like about GSX, it takes forever for them to get disconnected.
Unlocking gear.
We've got no restriction of the climate, so we've got to go straight to 390. $319. That's all done. Tick, tick, tick. And yeah, he's now disconnected. Ace. All comes to life momentarily. Engine starts just clicked off.
Turn truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Interesting, he's wearing bunker gear.
Right is clear.
Like a bunker gear jacket, it looks like. Also, that adapter, it's quite rigid on that, which is interesting. But yeah, basically, his job is just to pull it off, and then he drives it off in the opposite direction. It's interesting. It's an interesting way to do things. Left is clear, right is clear. So what we'll do is taxi lights on. Right. And literally don't care. Oh, hello. Thanks for mine. So TCAS remains off. We'll put TCAS to standby mode. That'll be off properly. And we'll do a taxi out on the red taxiway here. And literally that is our own way. So we'll enter from the end. Gonna off-road it slightly over to the main taxiway now that we're clear of the apron. Feels like it drifts ever so slightly, this aircraft. Not going that quick, I don't think. Now, 13 knots is not that quick for taxi. So as we get close to the runway, APU comes off. Everything else stays on. I was actually starting doing that for next time, and the L's and stuff. So like APS be running for the entire flight because the generator's isolated. I've been through the Z-Tops qualification and all sorts. Maybe. There you go. TCAS is on. 1, 5. And traffic warnings, we don't really can. How about getting in there online, getting out of here. So I'd say 1-6. Green Tower, good afternoon. Austrian 4059. Correction. What? Green Tower, Austrian 4059. Ready for takeoff for 016. Good for takeoff 1059. And then we look at this and go. Pretty much everything else is set. Got the nod from the cabin. What's that? APU's in its cooler on cycle. I hold up the nod from the cabin, but we'll say we've got it for simplicity's sake here. But I want to pre it on LF. And everything else is going to happen during this takeoff maneuver. Watch for this box of tricks. So we're going to do a rolling takeoff. All the way down. And don't count. 40% man flex. Sorry, no, that's Airbus. 40% thrust set. Toga. So my hand is mapping up with the controller, with the throttle. 8 knots cross checks. No. Right. Continue. Read 2. Positive rate gear up. Interesting aircraft that went around. That's a minor traffic issue. And then one on Vienna. There we go. I'm just going to fly there. Because I'm going to out-time this guy massively today. But there's our throttle bring back to climb. And our acceleration ahead. 2,000 feet, by the way. I basically leveled off just to let the aircraft speed up. Go flap 1. Autopilot on. Let the aircraft fly itself. And we'll go flaps up. You know, I'll press the wrong button there, as you can tell. And there you go. So that is Vienna Airport. That's one of the refineries. Obviously, we've driven the train. A rail, I think was it a rail trip we did? From Vienna, Flughafen to Wien, Ostbahnhof. Have I actually done that for the channel? I'll double check. Because I think I did. But I have not. Well, we'll do that in a future video. That's a promise from me to you. Yes, promise you can take straight to the back. Right, back in the cockpit. And I keep wanting to say cab. So flat plus, check. Speed climbing away. Speed belt up signs can come off. Lights can go off. What else? I had my strobe light on, but oh well. I'm telling on now, it's fine. And everything else is good to go. So no smoking lights on, but that's on the for the duration this way. And like I said, the aircraft is absolutely hammering away in the climb out. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe to see more from me every Monday, Saturday, and Sunday. and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.